Now, Yemen's Houthi rebels say dozens of people have been killed in a US airstrike on a fuel port on the Red Sea. It's the deadliest known attack in Washington's 15-month campaign against the group, which is backed by Iran. The US says the strike was intended to cut off supplies and funds to the rebels who have been attacking ships and firing missiles at Israel.
An oil terminal controlled by the Houthis in Yemen hit by US airstrikes. Images released by the rebels show the damage on the Red Sea coast. The U.S. military says it aims to cut off supplies and funds to the militants who are backed by Iran. The Ras Issa port in Hodeidah is a key hub for fuel imports in the rebel-held regions. The Houthis say it's a civilian facility and have vowed to retaliate.
The American military build-up and continued aggression against our country will only lead to further attacks, clashes and confrontations.
Houthi supporters at a rally in the capital Sana'a are also defiant.
Targeting the Ras Issa port will be met with a major escalation. They won't prevail over us, we won't back down, and the Americans won't achieve their goals.
Shortly after the U.S. strike, sirens rang out in Israel. The Houthis announced they fired a ballistic missile near Tel Aviv's airport. Israel says it intercepted the attack. France also released this footage of a frigate shooting down a drone that was fired from Yemen, targeting vessels in the Red Sea. The warship is part of an EU operation to protect vessels in the key trade route. The Houthis are attacking ships in response to the Gaza war. They initially claimed to be targeting commercial vessels linked to Israel in solidarity with the Palestinians. But many ships have no such connection. The U.S. has vowed to annihilate the Houthis, this latest strike part of their escalating campaign against them.
Veena is an analyst, researcher and fellow at the Century International think tank in New York. Her work focuses on the Arabian Peninsula, Gulf energy dynamics and the political economy in the Middle East. She seems exactly the person we need to speak to. Welcome back to DW. Tell us more about what the US is trying to achieve by attacking Houthi military assets and also economic infrastructure.
Hi, thank you. It's good to be back. So the problem with the latest strikes is that the Americans do not have a clear strategy when it comes to their bombing campaign in Yemen. What they have said that they want to do is decimate the Houthis so that they can no longer pose a threat to international shipping. That has not worked. So far, they've tried to target Houthi military assets and personnel, which to an extent has taken a hit on the Houthis. But Trump wants fast impact and wants fast results. And so far, these attacks have not given the outcomes that Trump has wanted in a timely manner. So by targeting key economic infrastructure, such as the Hodeidah port, the Trump administration intends to dry up the rebels' main revenue source so that the Houthis won't be able to afford the military campaign any longer. But the problem is that, Hodeidah port isn't just crucial for Houthi revenue. It's also the main port in which food and aid comes into the country. Hitting this key economic infrastructure might be a hit to the Houthis, but it's also, a huge hit for the civilians living there. Already 70 people were killed yesterday.
And a word about the timing of these latest US attacks. Is it a coincidence, do you think, that these latest strikes come just before this weekend's resumed negotiations with the Houthis' backers, Iran, over its nuclear program?
No, as you rightly pointed out, it's not a coincidence at all. I think Trump was hoping, like the regional countries, that Iran would have the amount of influence over the Houthis to stop these attacks in preparation for the upcoming nuclear talks. And as you said, in the run-up all these talks, which the second round will happen tomorrow, the Americans have made their position clear. Yes, they want to prioritize diplomacy and want to reach a deal fast, but at the same time, the US issued a wave of new sanctions targeting Chinese importers of Iranian oil. We also see a military buildup in the Middle East that we haven't seen since Afghanistan. And also, this includes a surge in deployment of missile defense systems, strategic bombers, aircraft carriers, and strike groups. So the US is clearly sending a message. If diplomacy does not work, they are ready for conflict, whether it be on Iranian nuclear sites or in Yemen. On that note, the Trump administration has also made clear that they want to talk about Iran's relationships with regional groups in the upcoming talks. Iran is less keen to talk about this, obviously, but by doing these strikes on key infrastructure in Yemen, Trump is signaling at some point he wants to see a change in alliance between Iran and the Yemeni group.